This na KID-AFAN Discovery in Sports, and me na still Akem Takabo. As today they mark the World International Games in Sports Day, we can get an exclusive interview with Master Sensei Victor Amara. Now it tell we small wetin don be the success story and wetin are the challenges where they don't go through. As in our one person, we bring this kind of initiative now we country Mama Salone. So stay with me as we discover this together. Morning and welcome to this interview. For this purpose of this interview, I want to introduce yourself to viewers.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, viewers. Today, the 14th of August, we marked the World Traditional Sport and Games, a World Traditional Day today. And me, when they talk to now me na the CEO for the Sierra Leone Traditional Sports and Games, and also the organizing secretary for Traditional Sports and Games for Africa.
Well, plenty of people who they watch right now go want to know what's at this day, what's the importance of this day. I want to tell viewers this small.
Well, before I get on to that, I guess I want to say sorry. My name is Master Victor Edward Amara, or you say Master Vic. When we talk about traditional sports and games, I mean to say something we keep with heritage. Games and sports we now with tradition. Games and sports we now origin from Africa, origin from Sierra Leone. You know, in Africa, they play all the same sports, but with different names. So when we talk about the games and sports of traditional games and sports, we talk about touch. Old name are now touch boundary. We all say about that. Accra, where some people can call noti, you know, balance ball, pombo, botkidi, titatu, you know, all them games here. So now with tradition games here, now African games here, including draft, okay, and wrestling. These are traditional games them all we get in Africa. So today now the day where UNESCO do appoint and say now the day this way now we own day for celebrate with traditional sports and games. And I want to say thanks to the UNESCO for consider Africa for letting themselves take the sport into the international world instead of only with the import other sports there when like karate, football, athletics, swimming. These are all sports where we import. But this time around, UNESCO ready for sponsor we for that we sell out we own traditional sports with the effort of Chief Michael Shamsu Mustafa, one of the Secretary General for Africa and at the same time advisor to UNESCO. We're in one of the strong backbone behind these traditional sports and games.
Well, now all you small, you as the CEO, somebody go on for no waiting me prompt you for no you. Can this guy there and a salon for no you make sure say the world out there no say Sierra Leone and picking themselves can do them kind of thing within no country.
Well, one of the reasons I notice say when it comes to health in the first place, because let's start from health. Then we woman that will get, we girl picking that will get. Then they will for play the important sport much. They look and say only not for boys or not for man. Unless we try for coax them for playing sport. But it comes to the traditional sport. They're ready. Call go to any market as lot play Accra. You know, they're ready for play Accra. Lot play touch, they're ready. The only thing they will look at now with the work with UNESCO that we're going to put incentive beyond with sports. You know, because we not get incentive, so if I not say with a kill with culture. With a kill with culture. Now if you go on the OGU certificates, you do karate, the OGU medals. So now we serve the emphasize, and me and when I Victor Edward Amara with Shams Musa, the FET, with executive at the whole of Africa, with the FET add that with culture go be seen in the world, and that we get a unique culture, and we get for keep them, and that one of the reasons we make us say Sierra Leone for be one of the head of this particular waiting work. Sierra Leone gets a strong heritage we don't lose. When you look at the girls, they need to tell again, you know. And this is one of his programs. Then the health, they might not healthy and they go spend beaucoup more in a gym instead of them play their Accra and touch, you know, them play them balance ball with them picking in the house. In fact, there's no love that they host. And at the same time, people then focus on only television and telephone instead of weekends for play games with them, picking them. They will then prefer for go begin. They will play games on the telephone or whatever. So I forget the Sierra Leoneans. They will not lost with culture. They will go back to culture. That's the culture we played in a school. I want to say congratulations to the principals of government municipal secondary school and also an Walsh Memorial Secondary School. And the schools and they first will embrace this culture and also martial arts at the schools and say. So they appeal that other schools and communities they're going to encourage them picking them families for them play with game way now with young game.
Well, them picking the way. No talk about the picking and small as you say. Plenty girl picking they now decide for play with phones than for play the cultural games that will keep them healthy. So what are the response from the picking them? Like you mentioned and the whole chain also municipal. How the picking them respond to this?
Well, it was wonderful because one thing I have to say, when we do this thing, so then picking the well, they can get social hours. You know, that social hours they never nothing for do. When we introduce the games to them, they begin play the games in school. Then because what happened, we the Africans, we the Sierra Leoneans, we the ones the older people, we for carry the culture, begin look down on the culture. When begin play Accra or person, oh, who's can play this or begin to play how many play Tita Tuna Gron, how they play Dotty, you know? So when we take them to the schools, they begin to appreciate her and they enjoy for playing. They even forget them about their phone. And PE teachers, they even commence with and say, we're glad in our Peking. They're all so happy and they all the try for do something at the lunch hour at the same time and their social hours. So the Peking embrace them very well.
Well, all entire way don't make mention so that in there we really arts for put together. So what are the challenges that I mean like for you for now you put all entire together?
Well, one of the challenges, can you imagine, you get for teach picking waiting at KID-AFAN. You know? You get for teach, when there's something that as you young born son or you meet in the plan, like your community. You understand? KID-AFAN, and that's for teach them and for giving the rules and regulation, that will be one of the problem Nandi. And secondly, the boys or girls, some of the shame, you know. So we get for actually cuddle them and talk to them and then they realize it. Now sport. How you get the zeal for go do athletics? It's the same thing. You get the zeal, and this is your culture. And we get for put priority in our culture than any other culture. So I mean, the challenges was I get for teach them back all the rules and regulation. Even me, would almost forget some of the rules there. But I get for go back to the native and to me older folks and for say, hey, I've been place, I've been do this here. So and at the same time, we doing the research at the whole of Africa for give them one name. Like now, don't name touch, don't become a touch boundary. When a Sierra Leone young game down there, or don't put an international wall. So for a crowd, it's going to get a name for them because the same sport where they play in Sierra Leone, they play in Ghana, they play in South Africa, they play in Egypt, but in different name. That shows say this is African sports.
So how the other countries that way don't make mention, so like you say Egypt, Ghana, and neighboring countries there. How una get for collaborate with them for make sure say this dream not die out?
As I talk to you so now, Chief Michael Shamsu Musavade out there on a meeting and also the big Congress. We're supposed to forget even the ECOWAS games in Nigeria by November. ECOWAS traditional sports and games, and we don't advocate. The Union of Traditional Sports and Games don't advocate to the AU. That's when we say all African games. We forget with this day now. We forbid the sports. We for open the games. We forget the all African. We forget the traditional sports of Africa for play even before the other games there. Because when they say like when it's a Commonwealth Games, it's only about the Queen's Games. You know. So we say African games, all African games. It will be about African sports. Majority for me about African sports. So we African picking there and we African daddy then go bull and mommy then go for go partake in championship there. Would they see when I say sports and games, people then feel to say now for only young people there. It's not. For example, you look at draft. You know, at 90 years, 70 years, you can play draft. We see sport them and at this Commonwealth way now for older people them. Always for older people, now when you throw that ball like gone, you see 50, 60 years in the player. So by playing sports keeps you happy and release some of the stress where we dey get in we jobs, in we work, and in everything of life, you know. So I believe say it's necessary for we embrace we culture.
So before we end this interview, I want to tell viewers the small waiting at the success stories then we under don't get seen still they don't be the day we all celebrate. I don't tell like for now, we don't achieve it, we don't get plans for achieving the near future.
Well, one of the achievements is that the AU ready for listening to we. One of big achievements for say we go for play with games and doing the African games. Secondly, UNESCO embrace it. I believe say the day when me and Shamsu Mustafa been there at that big meeting for Pusha, UNESCO embrace them. And UNESCO don't for sure say UNESCO embrace her. It be not even sponsor we for let we do the martial art to schools and culture. So we take martial art to schools and also the culture. We do about 2 years ago, now then 2 different schools here. We try to forget more schools and we try to organize more championship. You know, things does not happen one day, but there's a lot of improvement. And it make ourselves get back to culture. As I can see, as you don't so right now, I get me cultural sword, there they be a foot, they get me cultural dress, you know, but this time I run a big. This cultural dress, me na limba man, not for lay person, for which gonna who the dress for show culture. That's one of the things all been discussed at the meeting, that we get for take the negativity into the culture and make it into sports. We know say we get to society. Let's let the society be there, but we can take the for example, when you say about fashion, we can use this for fashion. Yeah. But if you take this now, you go now one labor village or they'll go kill you for nothing. Where not necessary. So for take we culture into fashion and sports. We come up from the old age. Even the martial arts what they do right now, it was samurai age, it was yakuza age, but now it don't come to the point of sports. You know, before you know go wear martial arts uniform, you pass around community. That community will say this is my own clan and you go fet, you know. So you don't come to sports. So at the big with Sierra Leone and tribal heads them, at the big the Sierra Leonean and African people them, there we try for bring we culture into sport. We minus some of the other part that I don't call it negativity, because we're all things are positive in the sense. Let we try for bigger and come that picking them and we all can play and laugh and do the sport and for put Africa above all. Plenty. But thank you, KID-AFAN. You do well when it comes to matter of broadcasting in this country. We don't change the level of broadcasting in this country and media adverts. Thank you very much.
Plenty thank you for talking to me. Viewers, hope yourself don't get waiting Master Sensei Victor Amara. Don't say as you don't say this day now they were important, and also these sports they make gal picking we normally keep play with phones and all, and where they go spend plenty money in a gym, go get themselves physically fit. As games in sports naturally they make somebody get your mind straight. As we all may don't play then games, they are all small, but due to how the world they go, we minds they all don't they commodity. And plenty thank you to them as then say they bring our attention back for the church Adai, as they mentioned say go make sure say they go try for next Salone and other country then at the world puts this to the way we all go happy. Mohammed Skybango and the man behind the camera. Plenty thank you to my executive producer when a doctor is a teacher and me na Sila Kem Takabo. Until then, tata.